Yeah.
So I think of it as algebra.
Yeah, that's right.
Sometimes it's
Good
snigger,
potential.
you're never quite sure. That half laugh.
The giggle.
The giggle.
The
snigger,
sympathetic
never
sneer.
quite sure. Because in the early Python shows, Connie, your first wife, if she hadn't been in the audience, we'd never got laughs, because the studio audience was selected from people who wanted to go and see Des O'Connor, and they just can you explain Des O'Connor?
No.
So they weren't Python fans.
It doesn't
And
translate.
sketches went very quietly, but Connie had this wonderful laugh, didn't she? So
They
everyone
were
around
holding
Connie was roaring with
pensioners
laughter.
for the first show.
They actually thought they thought they were going to see a circus, because it was sold as Monty Python's Flying Circus. So people came in looking for the circus.
You know, the first
People
sale,
our age.
the first sale of the series,
Yeah, good point.
the first sale of the series was apparently to Pakistan. That was the first time it was sold to a foreign country. And they got 30 shows, and then they wrote back saying there are no jugglers, there are no seals, and no people jumping through hoops, and no acrobats. They really honestly thought they bought a circus. The BBC had to refund the money. And now look what's happening in Pakistan. That's irrelevant.
So, to some extent, this gathering, you're relaunching Holy Grail. It'll be released in theaters around the world, and this is something of a jumping-off point for that. Is there any particular reason why New York was the place to do that?
Well, this is where we opened it.
Yeah.
40 years ago. I think it was the first time I'd ever been to New York. We came to New York, and they had it. Don Rugoff, of legendary fame, had Cinema 2, and he bought it and he put it on. And they had a little guy, two guys. They paid for two guys and two actors out of work. We're dressed in Arthurian robes and going up and down Fifth Avenue with the guy eating coconuts behind. And a little sign saying, Monty Python and the Holy Grail, free coconuts for the first 1,000 guests who come to the screening at 11 o'clock in the morning at Cinema 2. And we were woken at 8 and they're saying, you've got to get up. I said, what do you mean? They said, well, there's 2,000 people surrounding Cinema 2 waiting for free coconuts. So
the
we're going to do
coconuts
an earlier
really?
screening.
It was the coconuts they were after, really, wasn't it?
It
They
was,
wanted to see the film.
It was it. That made
They had
it.
the coconuts.
Yeah.
They went off to see.
John Belushi was in that crowd. Gilda Radner. Bill Murray, was he in that one as well?
Well, we went to see them. They were doing something National Lampoony.
Yeah, before Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
And they were just starting up, and that morning when they said, this crowd is out there in the queue out there on the block, and there they were. The ones who then swept past us in their careers, left us in the dust, and Richard
Sadly,
Berry
now
never
left
forgotten.
are become dust, sadly. But slower career is often better.
I think so.
And how are you finding your jokes? I mean, I think the jokes that you have, we were talking about the equation of the jokes, and that they seem to be a sort of universal algebra, that the algebra hasn't changed much over the years. I think that's the quality of your comedy, that it's sort of...
An Arabic
Yeah.
mathematical invention, algebra.
Was it the first place to open
What?
in America?
No.
No,
in England.
It opened in
the UK.
Yeah.
But it was just after America, the PBS had broken the series here the year before, and having tried for 3 years to try and get Python onto American television, get any interest.